The year 2025 will forever be etched in the annals of Indian history as the year we said, "Enough is enough." On April 22nd, the serene valley of Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir was scarred by the bloody hand of terrorism. The barbarians, Jaish-e-Mohammed, had struck again, murdering innocent pilgrims. India was enraged. This was the catalyst. This was the tipping point. Prime Minister Modi called for swift and decisive action. India's patience had been tested for the last time. Operation Sindoor was given the green light. This was to be a testament to India's resolve, a clear message that those who dared to hurt India would pay a heavy price. Launched around May 7th, Operation Sindoor was not just another military operation, it was a statement. Operation Sindoor was the culmination of years of pent-up frustration. Frustration with Pakistan's relentless use of terror as a state policy. Frustration with the global community's inability or unwillingness to rein in our rogue neighbor. The time for words was over, the time for action was at hand. This time, India would respond with the language our enemies understood best, the language of overwhelming force. This time, we would take the fight to their doorstep. This time, we would make them pay. Operation Sindoor was the embodiment of India's new resolve. A new India that would no longer hesitate to protect its interests. Operation Sindoor was a carefully calibrated military operation with clear objectives. The primary objective was to dismantle the terror infrastructure operating with impunity in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. We were not going after civilians, we were going after the terrorists and those who harbored them. The targets were carefully chosen to inflict maximum damage on the terror ecosystem while minimizing collateral damage. These included 9 key terrorist facilities, 4 located deep inside Pakistan and 5 in POK. Among them were operational headquarters, training camps, and logistical hubs of dreaded terror outfits like Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. Our intelligence agencies had provided pinpointed intelligence on these facilities. These were not random targets. These were the nerve centers of terror that had been bleeding India for far too long. The message was clear. We knew where you were, and we were coming for you. But our response was not limited to just targeting terror outfits. We also went after the Pakistani military establishment, particularly the Pakistan Air Force, which had a long history of providing cover and support to these terrorists. 11 PAF bases, including strategically important ones like Nur Khan, Rafiki, Murid and Sargodha, were targeted. The objective was threefold: to degrade their ability to retaliate, to cripple their ability to support cross-border terrorism, and to send a message that their complicity would not go unpunished. Operation Sindoor witnessed the Indian military firing on all cylinders. This was not just a demonstration of our military prowess, but also a testament to the seamless coordination between our Army, Air Force and Navy. The operation was swift, it was precise, and it sent shockwaves across the world. The operation began with a series of devastating missile strikes on identified targets in Pakistan and POK. These were not your grandfather's missiles. These were state-of-the-art, precision-guided missiles that struck their targets with pinpoint accuracy. The element of surprise was total. The Pakistanis, caught off guard, scrambled to respond. They launched their own missiles and drones towards Indian territory, but we were ready for them. Our air defense systems, on high alert, shot down most of the incoming projectiles. To further neutralize their air defense systems, we deployed our very own kamikaze drones. These unmanned aerial vehicles packed with explosives took out key Pakistani air defense installations, including the one protecting Lahore. While the Air Force was busy dismantling Pakistani military capabilities, the Indian Navy was not sitting idle. Warships, armed to the teeth with BrahMos missiles, were deployed in the northern Arabian Sea. This was a clear signal to Pakistan that any misadventure on their part would be met with a swift and overwhelming response. The world watched with bated breath as Operation Sindoor unfolded. Reactions were mixed. Some, like the usual suspects, condemned India's actions. They cried foul, they cried aggression, they cried for peace, but their crocodile tears fooled no one. The major powers, while expressing concern, were noticeably restrained in their criticism. The United States, under President Trump, even offered to mediate. The fact that they were not openly condemning India spoke volumes. The world had finally woken up to the reality of Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. Back home, Operation Sindoor was met with a sense of jubilation and relief. Finally, India had shown the spine to hit back to defend its interests. The mood was not one of jingoism, but of quiet determination. We had finally shed the image of a soft state. The government, however, was not resting on its laurels. We knew that Pakistan, like a wounded predator, could lash out again. A blackout drill was conducted in Punjab as part of emergency preparedness measures. The message was clear: we were prepared for any eventuality. Operation Sindoor, while a resounding military success, was not about conquest or expansion. It was about sending a message that India would no longer be a mute spectator to acts of terror, a message that those who dared to harm us would be hunted down and brought to justice. Operation Sindoor marked a paradigm shift in India's security posture. We will not attack first, but if attacked, we will respond with all our might. This is the new normal.